What is up, Game of Thrones fans? This is Beyond the Throne, Episode 5, Season 8, The Bells. I am your host, Hunter Chambliss. I am joined, as always, by my co host, the Z Man, Zaddeus Smith. How's it going, man?
Man, I feel good, but at the same time, I feel a little bit yucky right now, man. If I'm going to tell you the truth, my heart is a little hurt right now, but we'll get into that. We definitely will
Oh,
get into that.
yes. What an episode to return to. We apologize for not having one for last episode. Z, what was the reason?
Oh well, last week, of course, because we suffered some losses last week, we wanted to take a week off and pay our respects to our girl
Yes,
Missandei
I did.
and to our dragon, one of the last dragons that's still Mr. Rhaegal. I mean, they will be missed. But tonight we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it tonight. We know we have some respects to pay, but we will do this live with you, the people,
The great.
because tonight is just too crazy. Last night's episode was just too crazy.
Yeah. We're gonna get some hate for this, Z. This episode is very polarizing, to say the least. A lot of people love it. A lot of people hate this episode. Um, so let's kick off at the very beginning. We open up. They show the video package, the hype package, pretty much.
Mhm.
And I love what this kind of opening does because it points the camera to Dany, and in her mind she has kind of people talking to her. Varys talking in her mind about, she has that Targaryen blood, and then someone's like, no, she is our queen. She can break the wheel. She can fight this, and just kind of going back and forth with just a still shot of Dany at the very beginning, right
Mhm.
before the opening credits. So Z, what do you think about this kind of voiceover going back and forth between the good and the evil?
Yo, I loved it because it first of all it brought back a lot of memories from like our past seasons. I mean, we heard uh, two of my favorite quotes were pretty much in this. And again, there's many favorite quotes I have in the series, but one was when Elena Tyrell told Danny, "You're a dragon, be a dragon," in season 6, I believe that was, and like I miss Elena Tyrell, and
Oh yeah.
just her telling Danny that, hey, it was true. It was true because she was talking about how Tyrion was a clever little man, clever little man, but I think it was like clever man get you killed or something like that. But
Yep.
she gave Danny some sage, some wise advice. At least that's what I believed at that time. But then also one of my favorite moments in the earlier seasons, I believe it was I apologize for what season. I can't remember what season it was, but it was when Maester Aemon was saying to, I think he was talking to Sam, when he said, "A Targaryen alone in the world is a scary place," or "The world is a scary." I think it was like, "A Targaryen alone in the world is a scary place," and then of course it focused on Jon at the moment. So that was before we completely knew about the
Yeah.
whole him being Aegon Targaryen. So it it was a great voiceover because it kind of presented the duality that is probably going on in Danny's head in this episode.
Yep. So the episode officially kicks off after the credits, and we go into, I believe it shows Varys first,
Mhm.
correct? And
Yep.
he's ripping up papers, he's burning them. He knows what's coming. Tyrion rats him out, go to the queen, and Varys doesn't get beheaded. No, he gets burned.
Hmm.
Dragon says no, and I will burn you. Dracarys to Varys. Damn. What a way to go out, though.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? In Varys's respect, he took it like a G because
Yeah?
I just remember he was talking to his little bird, and then whenever I think it was Grey Worm that came and got him from his little keep. But Varys took off his ring. He knew what was about to happen. So he took off his ring and took off all jewelry. He walked down. He just took it like he got an apology from Tyrion, and the greatest thing he did was say, "Well, I really hope." I'm paraphrasing a little bit. He said, "I hope I'm wrong." Like pretty much,
Yeah,
he hopes he's wrong about what Daenerys is going to be, or what he believes Daenerys is going to be. But yeah,
yeah. The cars
and Jacaris.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I am saying that right, correct? The cars,
Yeah, Jacaris. Yeah,
cars. Yes. Um.
yeah. And I'm pretty sure there's some other type of translation of it, but the way we know it is
Yeah.
Jacaris.
So right after that, we hear that Dany hasn't been she has been eaten.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love this scene because it pans up to the tower at Dragonstone,
Mm-hmm.
and she's looking out, and her hair's kind of messed up. She looks like her father in a way. She looks
It's a
like
good
that.
point.
She's kind of going crazy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which uh, kind of skipping a lot, but I wish instead, like at the very end when the dragons go over, I wish she would have said, "Burn them all, burn
I do
them
too.
all."
That would have been a nice little parallel between her and
Her
her
and her
father,
father.
but yeah, that would have been very cool. But then again, she pretty much lived it. We'll talk about that later, but she did what her father didn't pretty much. So she just
Yeah,
did right where where daddy left off.
yeah, pretty much.
Man,
But then John comes in. We see him arriving at Dragonstone, and then they have the scene by the fire. Dany tries to seduce him again. Doesn't work again. And she says, this is a great line. She says, if I can't, hold on, I'm paraphrasing here, but if I can't rule with love, then I'll rule with fear.
mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
And that line right there really solidified her as becoming the Mad Queen because she said, okay, I'm not getting the love of the people anymore because last episode, I believe it was last episode,
Yeah, it was.
she saw all the people, talking with John and showing respect and loving John while she's over there sitting down, and that gets to her a little bit. And she says, okay, if I can't have the love, then I'll rule with fear instead.
And let me put a pin in that real quick. For everybody that was, this is just one of the many examples of foreshadowing that we got. So for all the people that saying Danny's heel turn, oh my God, why did they do that? That came out of nowhere. This is just one of the moments that foreshadowed this. There were many more moments in other episodes and other seasons, but this is just one moment that
Yeah,
you knew what was going to happen.
yeah, and that's weird because everyone is acting like we didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Like,
some people hoped it wouldn't happen, but you
yeah,
can't just because you hope it would happen doesn't mean
yeah, and that's
you
the
didn't know
thing.
it was
Like,
going to happen.
even in towards the end of season 1, when she gets the dragons, we knew what was going to happen. We knew about her bloodline, and especially after, I think the really turning point is in, I believe it's season 1, when her brother gets the gold dropped on his head, and she's just sitting there, just looking cold as he dies. That's her own flesh and blood. Like, she had no mercy there because of the stuff that he did to her.
Yeah.
That was really
Yeah.
the first seed of, okay, maybe she can break it, but we know if Dany was pushed, she could be pushed to go mad, which is exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're exactly right with the Viserys part because that was like that first seed of coldness being planted in her. And yes, Viserys was a dick. Like I will
Yeah,
not defend anything he did at all. But you can see that was when the wheels were turning in her head. Like okay, but still, she was still want to be a Khaleesi for the people. She wanted to be a Khaleesi of her. She wanted to take her throne, and but she was in love with her husband, and she wanted her Talazar to ride with her across the salt ocean, or what did I can't remember what called Drago how he said we would get up on the wooden horses and
yeah,
sail across the Black Sea or something like that.
something like
during
that.
that
Yeah.
yeah during that hype motivation speech. But yeah, uh, yeah, there was we saw there were times that we saw this coming. So
Yeah.
definitely.
Which I have a lot to say at the end of this episode, but
Mhm.
right after this, we see in the Dragonstone throne room, we have Tyrion talking with Daenerys, and she she's now ordering Grey Worm and the Unsullied to go and lead a sack or a march and burn King's Landing down. Tyrion is strongly against this. Of course, his family's there, but he also brings up the thousands and millions of innocent people, and he
Mhm.
says, now again, I'm paraphrasing. I didn't watch this episode previously before coming on here, but I believe he says, "Promise me when the bells ring, you will drop your weapons, you will stop." And Danny gives the nod to Grey Worm, and we think everything's okay. I did
Mhm.
have that right, correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to exactly remember. Was that in? I don't believe that was when they were in Dragonstone, but I believe they were already at. I'm trying to remember exactly. That might have
No, no,
happened at
they
Dragonstone.
were at
Yeah,
the
it was in the throne room at Dragonstone.
yeah,
So you're
yeah, the
right.
throne room.
Because I'm and I believe this is also the moment where Danny no, uh, Danny warned him that they had caught his brother trying to sneak back
Yeah,
into King's Landing.
and
So
Danny
and she
Denny has the line of "Next time you fail me, it will be the last."
exactly. So that was a very eerie warning for Tyrion. And again, another moment of foreshadowing. But this is the moment. You're right. Once she gives that order to Grey Worm, Grey Worm goes. They don't go directly inside the city at that moment, but she orders them to go meet up with the other northern people, the other northern lords and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like the Northern Army, to go meet outside the gates of King's Landing.
Yeah.
So that's what they did at that moment. But yep.
Yep. Um. So right after this, I believe. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
I think right. I think right after this, they pretty much go straight to the. We get cut. We get cut straight to the battle scene. I mean, not necessarily the battle. We go. They take us to King's Landing, and there's a little makeshift camp where, again, I'm pretty sure the Unsullied teleported there quickly, or at least, or maybe the Northern Army was just waiting for the
Yeah.
Unsullied to get there. But
Um.
they were there was
Up
just a little
before
makeshift
then, I
camp there.
believe we have the scene with Tyrion talking to Sir Davos about smuggling Jamie and Cersei out of King's Landing.
Yeah, that was actually when they were at the camp, though. When they were outside of
That's right. That's
when they
right.
were outside of King's Landing, because that led to a great scene. Because he did ask Sir Davos, are you the best smuggler or something like that?
No,
But
I think you said I heard you're the best smuggler around.
yeah, and so you knew something was going. You knew in your head, back of your head, at least I did, that. Oh, Tyrion, what are you about to do? And he has that love for his brother, so no matter what, he's gonna try to
Yeah.
find some way to save his brother.
Can
And
we
just
get
like
to the best part of this episode, in my opinion?
which one was
Tyrion
that?
talking with Jamie in the camp.
Exactly. Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. That was just
Oh
a
my
beautiful moment, man.
god, dude! When Tyrion said, "You are the only one to not treat me like a monster." Oh, dude, the emotions, which is true because
Hmm.
you see back in season one that Jamie still cared for his little brother.
Hmm.
When nobody else in his family did, Jamie was always there for him. And
Hmm.
Tyrion even brings up, he's like, "I'm glad I can repay the favor."
Exactly, because he never thought he was going to be able to repay Jamie saving him in season four,
Or
and this was basically him, even though repaying Jamie, even though he kind of didn't kind of work out, but it was a sentimental moment, and again, it was kind of like the Yara and Theon moment from earlier this season. Like
yeah,
you just knew, like, this might be the last time we see you guys together.
yeah, definitely. And that scene right there, for some reason, and I think someone on Collider's Throne Talk brought this up, and I was like, that would be interesting. But did you think that Dany was going to be waiting for Jaime and Tyrion when they came out of the tent?
Uh, when they came out the tent, yes, because it was such a weird way how Tyrion had to work, use his way of words to get into the tent to see
I love
Jamie.
that part.
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm the hand of the queen, so I'm pretty sure I'll rank anybody who told
I'd
you
outrank
not
anybody that gave me that order.
exactly. So I did think that I wasn't sure if it was gonna be Danny, but I was almost dead sure that Grey Worm was gonna be waiting for him outside the tent, and I thought that would have been it for Tyrion right there.
We have,
But fortunately, it didn't happen like that.
yeah, but yeah, Grey Worm went unleashed today. Let's say, which we'll get to in a little bit, but yeah, the dude who plays Grey Worm did an incredible job, especially because he didn't talk. I don't think he talked at all. Just his facial features, you could tell what he was feeling, and that's really tough to do for an actor.
Yeah, and that's really based off of what happened last weekend. I alluded to it when we started the show, but when Missandei died last week, that was it for Grey Worm. Like any humanity that he had from since he had been on the show since season 3, it was gone. He was straight warrior at that
Yep.
moment.
And what's kind of interesting is that was the last straw for Dany also.
Mm-hmm.
So that tie-in between Grey Worm being the slave, Dany being his queen, they both had the same friend and lover in Missandei. So when she went, all else went off.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
All right, so I believe right after that, so that's when the actual war starts, correct?
Yeah, the next day it starts. And one other thing I would like to point out is it kind of something that it was just like a little throwaway moment, not really a throwaway moment, but just to let you know that these guys are here. Arya and the Hound roll up on the camp of the Northern Army,
Yes.
and Arya, of course, is still badass as she always says, "Yo, move along, people, move along. I'm here to kill the queen." And I liked how the army, the Northerners was like, "Is she for real? Was she really planning on doing this?"
Yeah.
And they let her by. So her and the Hound were about to find some way to sneak inside of King's Landing through the darker night, and technically it worked. But yeah, then we moved on to the next day. It was a very quick paced episode, in my opinion. Like
It is, but to me, it didn't feel overly quick.
oh no, it wasn't rushed. It just seemed like time moved. Things moved very quickly, and only because it also felt like I know the episode was like an hour 25 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't long enough to me. I wanted more, but that's on me. I really wanted a lot more.
But yeah, the battle starts and we see fucking Euron, fucking asshole. Like, dude, I'm so conflicted with Euron. I love the actor who plays him. He's so slimy, but I like him. But then I just hate the character. Like, I'm so conflicted.
Yeah, the character is kind of a waste a little bit. I mean, I like her when he was just involved with his nephew and niece, and whenever back in season 6, and when he killed his brother to take over the Salt Throne and stuff. But ever since then, he hasn't. When he's trying to become king year run, he's been way too over the top for me.
Yeah,
Like even last season, a little bit with the it was a little bit funny when he was talking to Jamie about giving Cersei like which hand does she like give her hand up the bum or something like that, which he was making fun of Jamie last season, but
yeah.
still it was a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but to me, he played over the top, but he also knew when to be serious, like the actor did. And he knew how to portray both of those at the same time. Like, in my opinion, I mean, I can see if people like you think he's over the top and completely respect that. But in my opinion, he had a way of towing the line between being too goofy and way too serious. He played like right in the middle.
I will say that during that battle scene of last year season, when not last year, but last season, whenever they attacked the Theon and Yard's fleet, he was monstrous, and when he killed those two sand snakes, those were great moments. I mean, then again, everybody hated Dorn, so that's probably why that was even better. So,
Yeah, everybody hates Doran.
but I loved how this episode didn't necessarily revolve around him, but what he did in this episode was kind of minuscule, especially how we started off his arc in this episode with what Dany did. So,
Yes, let's get to it. The actual battle,
mm-hmm.
which starts off, and I love the way that she thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
She had the dragon hide in the clouds, then slowly come down and kind of block the sun, using the sunlight as
Mm-hmm.
protection because she saw what happened when she just flew right down. So Euron looks up. He has the bow ready. He's looking. He looks up, sees something in the shadow, doesn't know what it is, and then Drogon comes down and blows the entire like half the fleet down in
Mm-hmm.
one go.
Yeah, he did. Then he made a turn around and he took out pretty much everybody else. But of course, Euron had to jump off just in the nick of time. But I like how the Scorpions were rendered useless at this point. Like they couldn't fire a good shot at any point. It was a very smart move by Dany. Like, too bad we
Yeah,
had to lose Rhaegal for her to notice. But I guess
yeah.
Rhaegal's death wasn't completely in vain in that
Nope,
moment.
not at all.
Hmm.
But the one thing I do like about this is it shows how tough it is to move those giant spears, get them
Yeah,
in
that's true.
position, roll them back. It takes so long that as they're getting it positioned, Drogon comes down and just blows them up because he knows
Mm-hmm.
it's time for them to move. Or Dany knows that she has time for Drogon to come down and burn them because it takes so long for them to turn the thing around, get it bowed back, and then just to shoot it again.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
I
She
like how
knew
smart that was.
exactly, and she knew that they were going to have to. I think she came from the back on some of them, so she knew what he need. He was telling his guys to turn it around and stuff. She knew that was the perfect time to strike, and she played this whole part very wisely because after she destroyed the boats, she went for the other scorpions along the wall, which was very smart. Like, I guess they had them all across the wall at King's Landing,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. Yeah, so she pretty much rendered the scorpions useless, which again, I
The
hate that
Golden
happened a little bit
Company
too
got
late, but
fucked.
bruh, the Golden Company, and like that killed me only because I was hoping the Golden Company was gonna do something. I thought there were gonna be these badass warriors that we were gonna see fight the Unsullied, and it was gonna be a great bit battle like that. But no, man. Like when Dany came through and she blew the gates of King's Landing open and pretty much roasted the whole Golden Company. Besides the main guy didn't get roasted, he got stabbed, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
by
got
Grey
killed by
Worm.
Grey Worm.
Yeah, so like, well, damn. It's like I never read the books, but I know the Golden Company was supposed to be these badass mercenaries and stuff, but they look like
But
bitches in
see,
this episode.
I like what they did here because we already had a close battle. We already had the big back and forth battle, episode 3,
Mm-hmm.
between
Exactly.
the Night Walk or
The Army of the Dead. Yeah.
yeah, Army of the Dead versus Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just a massacre. This is exactly
Exactly.
what it needed to be because we needed to see what Dany would do. Now she's smarter. Now she knows what to do with a dragon. Now she knows what angles to go at. So
Mm-hmm.
it may look even on paper, but this is exactly what we needed. We needed a massacre because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have the bells.
Yeah, and see, and it was at this moment where, if I'm not mistaken, that Danny and John's army they rushed the gates and they start killing the Lannister soldiers that were in the
Yeah,
path. I mean, her army was winning. The North and Danny's army was winning handily, and Danny was just lying again, making sure that all the people, the archers and stuff on the wall were taken care of. But it
yeah,
was at this moment, if I'm not mistaken, that Cersei realized. I mean, Qyburn was trying to warn Cersei that the battle was pretty much over, and she still thought that her army was going to be like noble for her, and it was a lot going on because Cersei was being stubborn, and Tyrion was really hoping that Jaime would like find some way to ring the bell. So he's in the back on top of the hill, I think, still waiting for somebody to ring the bells,
hmm
and Danny.
this is such a good scene though because Danny's on the dragon.
Uh,
Um, I believe this is the scene where they just drop their weapons too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Like
Danny's
the
like
Latin
she's
soldier
perched on
said,
top of
"No, I'm
Drogon.
done." Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
then it goes completely silent, and all you hear is "Ring the bells, ring the bells."
Mm-hmm.
It's so tension filled because in those three words means life or death for the entire Lannister army.
Mm-hmm.
Because we the audience we kind of suspect what's coming on or what's going to happen, but I I thought that once Dany heard the bells, she would back off, kind of show that she's not
Yeah.
her father. That's what I thought. So I was like, ring the bells, ring it, ring it.
Mm-hmm.
That was so intense because you didn't know what was going to happen, and as they ring the
Exactly.
bells, it's slow, it's methodical, and then that's where you really see Dany break. She's laughing,
Mm-hmm. And
she's kind of like going crazy. Good.
no, and that you're right. It's that moment where the bells are ringing. You think for a moment, I thought that the bells weren't gonna ring also, but
Yeah,
when they finally did ring, I'm like, okay, cool. We can back up. We can be cool.
we can
But you're
breathe.
right. Exactly, but you're right. The bells start getting slower, it seemed like it's slower, and you can see that the bells that are ringing like outside of King's Landing are also ringing in Danny's head because she's looking at that building at the Red Keep. You see her looking at the Red Keep. The Red Keep is looking at her. She's looking back at the Keep. The Red Keep is looking back at her, and it's almost like you see. Well, first of all, do you watch? Have you ever watched Dragon Ball Z?
Kind of. I watched episodes here and there. Too many episodes for me to catch up on.
There's a lot of episodes, but for anybody that's watching, there's this moment where in season 8, I believe, where Gohan, no, season 6, I believe, when Gohan snaps and you just see a thin red line come across his head, he goes in full Super Saiyan mode. This is similar to that moment because the bells are ringing and then he could just say, we're done. Everybody, we won. Yay. But no, Danny just grimaces and goes off, and she takes Drogon and starts burning them all. Like
See,
she
this is
burns
where
it down.
burn it down. See, this is where I thought as she was going on the dragon, I was like, oh, she's gonna go kill Cersei. Makes
I did
sense.
too. Mm-hmm.
And then she starts burning innocent people. And I was like, no, no. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I was so heartbroken when that happened, man. I had my dude. I was literally like this and this the entire time, like the
Mm-hmm.
burning. And
Dude, I was like, "Oh, Mad Queen, baby! Oh, it happened! I knew it!" I'm like, "Oh no!"
now I'm not mad at the turn. I knew it was coming, but
Mm-hmm.
the way it was set up, I love it because it gave me a false sense of hope and then just completely swept under my feet.
Yep, yep.
And
It did give you some hope that she wouldn't do it.
and you see the look on John's face. Everything is in slow-mo. John's looking around, it's quiet. Then John goes, "No, back up, back up. What are we doing?
Yeah,
What are you
yeah,
doing?"
because even Grey Worm snaps and he starts killing the unarmed Lannister soldiers. And that was
That
the thing about it. They were What's up?
I have to bring this up though because we didn't talk about this when during the fire scene with John and Dany when Dany gives Grey Worm the chains and he
Oh
throws
yeah,
it in the
Sundays.
fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, the last thing that Missandei kept with her, he throws it in the fire and it melts. That was the point that Grey Worm went from the caring human back to the soulless warrior.
Yeah, exactly. Because without Sunday, he's just a warrior. All he does, he's just a killing tool now. A
Pretty
great
much.
killing tool, but that's all he
Oh
is
my
now.
god, he
And
butchers like at least 10 or 15 unarmed soldiers
yeah,
by
and bad thing
himself.
is, yeah, he kills people. The restaurant stuff. And bad thing is, while John is looking horrified, John doesn't want. He's tries to keep his people from fighting. But even when the Lannister army is coming for him, he has to defend himself. So he has to kill some
Yeah.
people as well. So
But
he's
again, he
not
didn't
just gonna let
choose
himself
to.
die. But yeah, exactly. He didn't choose to. He killed because of self defense, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was just horrified. He was horrified. It was Peter Dinklage's face though that he looked. Again, Peter Dinklage is such a blessing to have on the show because
Yeah.
you can see so much through his face from the moment when he was looking. He looked at Dany from outside the gate. He's like, "The bells are rung. Please don't do it." And when she decided to torture it all, you can see it's like you can see his heart breaking
His
in
heart just
that moment.
officially broke because
Yeah.
he stuck up for Dany thick and thin. Like
Mm-hmm.
he told Varys, no, she's gonna be different. She's not gonna be her father. Give her a chance. And this whole time Varys was right. It only took that one spark, the death of Missandei,
Mm-hmm.
to drive Dany to that point of madness.
And that was really the final straw for Danny. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yo, quick shout out to Mr. Grant Gregory that's in the chat. What's up, homeboy? And to everybody
What
else
up,
that's
Brent?
watching right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Now, please let us know how you felt about the episode. Please do. But that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. And I kind of makes you wonder that if Sunday had lived, even though you knew when she got captured last week, you knew that she was about to die. But it just makes you want to play a what if game. Like if she had lived, would this still have happened? But
Yeah.
Danny just killed. Just she goes crazy, man. Her and Grey Worm go crazy all the way.
Yeah.
But you would take it about what happened to Jamie? What's happening with Jamie now? Or
Yeah. I love this scene. Jamie is at the boat. He's trying to find Cersei. And hold on 1 minute. Yeah, go ahead and take over real quick.
yeah, and then your boy, Captain Jack Sparrow wannabe, King, as he likes to call himself, King Euron is just happens to pop up like well again he jumped off the boat and so he was able to save himself from everything, from Drogon burning the ships. But he decides that now when all of King's Landing is burning, he decides that now is the best time to have a deed measuring contest, and he wants to fight Jamie and kill him. I'm like, bruh, there's more important things that's going on. And I even like how Jamie was smart enough in this moment. He's like, listen, time out. Let's put our shit on pause. Let me go get Cersei, and then we can come back and do this later. But no, Euron's like, no, I'm going to be the man that kills the Kingslayer. I'm like, bro, you need to get a life, like really bad.
Yeah.
And so they got their whole little sword fight and stuff, man.
And then
When Euron stabbed Jamie, I thought Jamie would die
so
at
did
that
I.
point. But
And like I love how in this fight, Jamie used the golden hand he has. He just like hit him in the throat with it. Like so smart.
it was very
And
smart.
then
Very
when
smart.
Euron stabs him and then Jamie comes in and stabs Euron, what a dick move. What an asshole for his final words on this earth to be, I killed the Kingslayer. Bitch, you didn't kill anybody.
And, Exactly. I'm so glad that that really wasn't the thing that pretty much killed Jamie. And again, we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, that was his final words. Like, I'll be the man that killed the Kingslayer.
What an asshole.
and, and then that's when Jamie went to go, again search for Cersei.
Yep.
But one thing else,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, just another thing that I'm pretty sure that we were about to head into. Also, at while the city is burning, the Hound and Arya
I was
have
just about
gotten
to
to uh, have
transition
gotten
over
to
to
have gotten into the Red Keep, and this is probably this was definitely my favorite moment of the whole episode.
Oh, this was
And
so.
again, I'm paraphrasing, and I think everybody that's watching knows how much love I have for Arya, just for being a badass for years to come, from years. But it's at this moment, like the Hound has rode with Arya, and I want people to think about it this way. Yes, the Hound and Arya met up on the road in episode 4 and they were both going to King's Landing. Yes, the Hound knew this whole time that Arya wanted to kill Cersei because Cersei was on her list. But was in this moment that the Hound said, like, listen, stop, little girl,
No.
stop. Like, no. Like, I'm about to go up there and face my brother. There's nowhere up here but death. There's nobody. It's gonna be me and my brother. I don't plan on leaving here today. Again, highly paraphrasing, but you need to leave, survive, keep yourself alive. And it was again so sweet. It just shows. They never said I love you or nothing sadly like that, but it was in this moment that you could see that his love for Arya was great, and his probably his love for the Stark women, period. But
Yeah.
his respect and love for Arya in this moment just outshone because he wanted to protect her. And the way I see is the ride up to King's Landing from Winterfell. That was just about him spending time with the girl. Like it had been years since he had seen Arya, so this is pretty much their way of getting to know the grown up Arya. So
Yeah.
very sweet moment. Just
And then I love.
it did.
Go ahead.
No, I think you're about to say what I was about to say. Go ahead.
I love when Arya says his real name, and,
Yes,
and
dude, that
Ham looks
that
over
really
and
brought tears out.
and she just says, "Thank you."
Man, my heart cried. My
Very
outside
subtle.
didn't cry, but my heart like
Very subtle.
that.
Very thank you.
Mm, and it was just it was just it's amazing from season 3. I think it was how the Hound was on her list, and he was always the Hound, always the Hound. But in this episode, this moment, calls him Sandor.
Yeah.
Thank you, and just like God, no. And you knew what was going to happen pretty much, but I was actually thinking that Arya was going to come back, but I'm glad that she didn't. And
Yeah.
I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but the Hound goes.
I do
Excuse
have
me.
a question though before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? Because I actually got this moment right here when she says thank you to Sandor, the Hound.
Mm-hmm.
That's the moment that she stopped being the faceless person and started becoming the woman.
You mean just like Arya Stark again?
Yeah,
Arya Stark, the
Arya Stark.
woman. I can agree with that because I don't believe she stopped being a cold blooded assassin at that moment because again, like he was saying, I think a wise proverb says that when you're on this road to revenge, did two graves, if I'm not mistaken. That's an old wise proverb or something, but and it's true in this moment because he pretty much tells her that like he warns her from doing this. He wants to keep her alive, and you're right. It's in this moment where he doesn't, where she's no longer the hard badass Arya. She wants to survive now. She wants to kind of honor his last words to her, and wants to survive. And so I think she had literally put up her needle, or pretty much had given up the will to kill Cersei in that moment, which
Yeah.
was great.
All right. So we have to kind of move on because it's late over here and we have so much to talk about. So this is where the Hound goes up, meets with the Mountain. What's the name of the Hand of the Queen? Hand of Cersei?
Oh my God, Maester Qyburn, R.I.P. Kyburn, because
Clyburn
he just
got
got mushed.
the mountain. Just said "fuck you" under the rock.
Because they were trying to keep him next to his queen, protect your queen, but no, he literally took Kyburn by the face and just pushed him to the ground and killed him. But I loved how Cersei said, "You know what? I'm gonna let you two." Yeah, like this is an AB conversation. I'm gonna see my way down these stairs. Y'all have fun. Good luck. Hopefully, I'll see you later. But if not, Bala Magulas. But
Yep.
of course, she didn't say all that. But that was pretty much. And I'm glad the Hound didn't try to stop her or nothing, because this was a battle between him and his brother. Clegane.
What a battle this was!
Yeah. Yeah,
freaking
I was kind of
mountain over here.
I know, right? And like, I was so glad that they took off his helmet and we got to see how disgusting he was. Like,
man, the makeup effects on him were incredible.
It really was. It really was, because I heard a lot of people say that he looked like old Vader, like when Vader had his helmet off. I'm like, I can see that. Yeah, but he was way more disgusting than Vader was in Return of the Jedi. But my God, like, but the whole fact that when they were fighting, it kind of surprised me how nothing the Hound did really affected his brother. I mean, he even stabbed his brother, and his brother took the knife out, and it did nothing to him. And I personally thought the Hound was about to lose, and that's when I thought that Arya was going to come back and finish him off. Because when the Mountain had the Hound, in his Oberyn Martell grip, he was about to squish out the Hound's eyes and about to piss his brain. I'm like, no.
We've already been through this.
But thankfully, Sandor took out a knife and he stabbed him a couple more times, but then he finally stabbed him in the eye.
Yeah,
and it was
screaming, hit him in the eye.
Yeah, hit him in the head. Go for the head. What are you doing? Going for the side or going for the neck? But also when his brother was trying to and even when his brother was trying to kill him, he was laughing at moments because he's just a crazy dude. And it was in that moment when his brother finally took his hands off of him that I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw it, but whenever the Mountain had the dagger in his eye and he was backed up against the wall, it was almost like the Lord of Light was trying to tell Sandor here, because a light shined behind the wall where the Mountain was. Yeah, it was like a little. It was almost like a searchlight. The sunlight was saying, "This push him here, push him here." And it was at that moment where Sandor, tackled. He basically speared the Mountain outside the walls into a fiery pit of.
The look on Sandor's face when he stands up, his eyes closed. The other one is like kind of bloody. He looks the Mountain looks at him, and he just tackles his ass, and they go tumbling off the Red Keep into the fire. I can't think of a better death for the Hound.
I can't either, because it was literally it was the one thing that he was afraid of, aka fire. He needed to destroy his brother, and his hatred for his brother outweighed his fear of the fire, and that was perfect in this moment.
I think you brought this up on the chat as we were talking about it. He was born by fire and he died by fire.
Exactly. Yes, the Hound. The Hound